You're listening to Oilersnation Radio, presented by the Nation Network. Subscribe for free on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Hello, and a happy Tuesday to you and yours.
Hello.
Welcome in to today's reading of Oilersnation Radio.
Holy crap. Sweet opening.
Go on.
Well, just welcome into the show, everybody. Gang's back together.
I think we all have to give a little clap.
I'm back from my trip, which was cool, and I'm excited to be back in the same room as you guys talking about the Edmonton Oilers and nothing but the Edmonton Oilers today. We're just going to dial her in, gents.
Not about the Buffalo Bills?
Oh, God, no.
Tyler, where were you for the last week?
I was... What do they call it? Moonlighting as a Saravalli kid. I basically just did whatever Frank's kids did.
I do notice your hair's a little whiter.
Yeah.
Does that mean you get to answer the second Saravalli phone when the insiders are calling? That's awesome.
Could you be young enough to be Frank's child?
No, he's 36. I'm 26.
I mean, you could, but it's gross.
Yeah, it's not something you really want to think of. So there you go. I had a great time with Frank, but I'm happy to be back. Happy to be doing things like the Delicious Debate, which is brought to you by Wendy's. They're letting you win real food prizes with your fantasy team this year with the Wendy's Daily Face-Off Survivor Pool. Some of you dream of smoking the competition. Some of you are losers like me who get eliminated on the first day every single time.
You lost last night?
Yeah, I had Vegas over 3.5 goals. Okay, sorry, Mr. Perfect.
Well, I this is the first time I got in. First time I remembered on a Monday, and I now went to Tuesday.
You're on to Tuesday. Well, whether you're a winner like Rick or a loser like me, you can be a champion at lunchtime when you download the Wendy's app and try their brand new limited edition chicken strips and French toast sticks. Liam, what's one word you would use to describe that combo?
Surreptitious.
Surreptitious is right, Liam. Check out Wendy's and their new app today. The Delicious Debate, gentlemen. Little temperature check. It's getting to the end of November here. The Oilers have won 2 games in a row. What percentage chance do you give the Oilers of making the playoffs?
100%.
Realistically.
100%.
100%.
I'm saying 100%.
Gentlemen.
I said 100% a couple weeks ago. I'm sticking with 100%.
100% because
You just
the
gotta get
Western
8 points.
Conference is so fucking bad right now that it paves the way to make it happen. 100%.
They went 18-2 in their last 20 last year. We have almost the exact same roster. There's a lot of weird things happen earlier in the year, and I think if you see them do the exact same thing again, it would not be very surprising. They are making the playoffs.
Liam?
I'm not as optimistic as you guys, but I think they will make the
That's
playoffs.
because you're on the downside of a sugar high. You're very upset right now. You're sleepy.
You're sad. You need to
look
just
like a
pound
guy
that
who's
water.
only had
It
one
is-
piece of toast.
It is very strange, the mood I'm in at the moment. But like I said in our meeting this morning, BM, a coffee I had was bad. The oat milk.
Oh, that just derailed your whole day.
Well, I had the oat milk, and I thought, okay, I know I have almond milk in there too. So I went to go and get the almond milk, and I made my coffee, and I put in the almond milk, and it still tasted terrible.
How much milk do you have in your fridge?
How many?
I got a variety of milk.
Yeah. How many things are milked in your fridge?
Yeah.
A couple of milks.
Do you have cow's milk?
Do you have normal milk?
No, I have a dairy allergy.
Oh,
Was there any coffee left in the cup after you added that much milk?
It's just a splash of milk.
But then you
I'm
added...
sorry to hear.
Keep it to feet, buddy.
For the podcast listeners, I just touched Liam's hand.
You grab it.
There you go.
I wanted to show him support. I didn't know he had a dairy allergy.
I spoke about it on the
Do you take
live show.
Lactaid often?
No, it's a slight allergy.
If you'd like to see what the allergy does, come check out our live stream from last Friday because he ate pizza right before going on the air and then realized his allergy is going to attack him.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a stuffy nose.
A little rosacea, maybe?
Couldn't breathe for a minute there. It was good.
Yeah, I
Touch
just
or
had
go.
to do my nose exercises.
So what's your percentage? 2% like the milk?
65.
Okay.
I think I worry if it all goes to crap again, that the rest of the guys who are bad, who are still not doing anything, are going to continue to do nothing. Like, what if McDavid and Draisaitl get cold again at some point, right?
How dare you.
We've seen it this point in the year that
Never happened.
it's not inevitable that McDavid's going to play every single game at maximum health.
Have you seen what he does
Right.
in the back half of the season?
I'm
Sounds like you're a non-believer to me.
trying not to live in the past. I'm trying to live in the present. Ryan McLeod hasn't scored. Warren Fogle hasn't scored in like 9 games.
That sounds like
Connor Brown
past.
just got his first point. Like,
Congrats.
I think they'll get to the playoffs, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as we're making it seem, being like, oh, the Western Conference is crap. Well, the Oilers are second last in the Western Conference right now. For now, even if they win tonight, they won't move up anywhere in the standings.
For now.
I think,
kitten in the tall grass.
65% says I think they'll make it. I just don't think it's going to be as easy as it's made to seem.
What's going on with you?
He's looking at the levels.
The levels are like weirdly low, but I think we're just going to keep rolling. Well, they're juiced.
I can yell louder.
No, I got number 1 is low.
Number 1 is low because that's Dan's.
I'm loud.
Dan's always yelling.
I'm a loud boy.
Oh, well, I hope this podcast sounds good, everybody. But you're right, Liam. Even if they win tonight against Vegas, they don't move anywhere in the standings. Granted, it's game 21.
Exactly.
We are only a quarter of the way through the season, but we're also a quarter away through the season. Like, I just think saying 100% it's a stretch.
I'm like it's a stretch. I'm not saying it's going to be easy.
No,
but I'd be blown away if they don't get there.
Me and Rick are not saying that it's a clear path.
No,
100%.
I think that they are significantly better than the teams in front of them that they're chasing.
Yes,
Dan.
I'm the kind of fan that as long as we're not mathematically eliminated, I'm still on board with us making the playoffs. I don't know. I mean, like, I was never, even during the bad time at the start of this year, I didn't think that they were going to miss the playoffs. And I don't necessarily think that these 2 games indicates that they're going to make it 100%. But I don't know, like, this team doesn't strike me as a team that's going to miss the playoffs. I think we went through our January slide from last year in October, and that's a shitty time to do it. It's tough to dig yourself out of that hole, but I think we're starting to see the spades coming to fruition right now.
So this is who's above them. They're better than Anaheim.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. They're better than Arizona.
Yes.
They're better than Nashville.
Yes.
Yes.
Seattle are probably better than, but are a good team.
If you win your games in hand, you're also only 2 points back of them.
I know they've beat them twice, but I'm just saying Seattle's a competitive team that's going to push for a playoffs too.
Mm-hmm.
Calgary looks to be a team that actually might push for a playoff spot.
Win your games in hand, you're only 2 points back of them, though.
I'm just saying it's still competitive.
Yeah.
And then the top 3 teams in the Pacific Division are the 3 best teams in the West. I guess Colorado.
No, Dallas, Colorado. Come on.
Statistically, it's Colorado.
You're right.
Stats matter. Stats don't lie.
But Colorado's had the same issues the Oilers have had this season to start, with their goaltender Gorgiev having just absolute mind-bogglingly bad games for them. Yeah. And
their offense was able to pick them out.
They've been able to score out of it. Yep, for sure.
Offense was not working at the very beginning. Now it is. And now look what's happening.
So I like
power plays woken up.
We talked about it last week.
Good on your odd block.
All those thousands of cuts, they're starting to kind of heal up now. Yes, some of the cuts are still there. Some of those issues that we have still exist. You're right, Liam. You listed off the McLeod issue, the Fogle issue, keeps going down the list. We got a bunch of things that we still got to figure out.
Those issues were all around last year too.
Regression to the mean, friends.
I think they'll be fine. I ultimately think they'll be okay.
The Oilers were
65% of you thinks they'll be fine.
Hey, that means they would make it.
But Rick, there was 2 weeks ago, we were talking you off the ledge, my friend.
Hey, listen, I said I was never getting off the bandwagon. And I never said we weren't going to make the playoffs.
No,
but at that time, things were dark.
Yep.
Everything they did ended up in the back of our net, and we could never put the puck in the other net. Now we've gotten out of that cloud of whatever.
All thanks to Knobloch.
I just think that it was only last week 2 weeks ago, they won 3 in a row. And then they crapped themselves for 3 games in a row. Looked horrendous. And now all of a sudden,
they looked bad against Carolina. They looked okay against Tampa Bay. You just got to figure out close the game out. And let's not forget Tampa Bay is a pretty damn good team. They have a decent amount of offense.
And they're kind of junk this year, but
they're not as good as they should be. And you're playing against. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
but it's not like the guy between the pipes was Vasilevsky. That was an opportunity for the Oilers to actually capitalize on Tampa Bay's injuries.
They didn't,
but they should have.
They should have, yeah, but the Oilers, but they didn't.
Yeah, but the power play wasn't alive back then.
But they didn't. They didn't do it. They're like, I know, I get it. I'm on a high with this team too, but they're only one bad game away again from everything melting, apparently.
Or they're only one game, or they're one good game away from everything being back in line.
But no, they're not. Like, if they go through a rough 2-game stretch here this week and they lose to Vegas and Winnipeg, who are 2 damn good hockey teams, we're going into a 6-day absence with them having half as many wins as they do losses. Like, this thing is just it's way closer to falling back off the rails than it is to being back on.
Compared to this time last year, exact same time.
5 back.
5 points back.
Listen, I'm
That's
closer.
significant.
I'm closer to be living on the
wins.
streets than I am to being a billionaire. Let's go all in on this team. Let's keep riding it. We're fine. I understand what you're saying, Tyler. Like, yes, if we lose some more hockey games, it's going to be bad. But if we win more hockey games, the mood can change and it can continue to shift.
Yeah,
So,
and I'm with you. I said, and I stand by it, I'm not going to get excited about this team till I've seen a 5-game winning streak. So I'm just still not there yet. Like, great, they beat the Anaheim Ducks 8-2. They should have.
yeah, that's
Right?
fair.
Washington, great. You won one of your 4 games on the road trip. They still haven't convinced me that they're
When we
fully
say
back.
you should have, then you look at a team like San Jose, who you should have won, who's now all of a sudden 5-1 at home.
Which is fun.
And have won 2 games in a
That
row.
means 5 teams should have beat them, but didn't.
Yeah,
Vegas
I
has
know.
lost 7 of their last 10 coming into tonight.
Yeah, Vegas
It's
is
an
struggling.
opportunity,
It's an opportunity.
Ebbs,
and they need to take it.
Regulation win.
Ups and downs. In the, in
4-point
the,
swing.
Ups and
Let's
downs
go.
of the season. We had a bunch of downs to begin with. It means we have a lot of ups to go.
I love this
Let's see
podcast.
it.
Just hyping each other up, talking each other off
Let's
the
me and
ledge.
Rick
It's
are
good.
over here at 100%.
Yeah.
You guys need to get on our level.
They just
3
need
digits.
they need to show it. They
They-
need to
yeah.
take their opportunities like they have for the last 2 games.
Have you not seen a
on a
difference in the team in the
consistent
last 5-6 games than you did before that?
No.
No.
No?
Last 5-6 games, they are
You're
3 and
serious?
2.
Tampa Bay, that was a shit show. That was an embarrassing
I've
game.
seen a big difference in this team between now and then.
What's the difference?
I think they were a bit unlucky against Florida. I will admit. Like
Another game that should have been a win.
Well, they should have won.
Was
but
not.
Broberg stepping on the stick is like unfortunate thing.
We had a whole bunch of those types of things happening early.
Yeah,
You take a shot from the point, it goes off the defenseman, goes directly to the side, gets the other forward stick, and he has to put in almost an empty net.
The major difference for me over the last 2 weeks is that the guys that you expect to score, they're all scoring now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bingo.
And
Yep.
and it's changed. Their mentality has changed. You saw that smile they had after that power play goal.
Yeah.
That was something different right there.
The top guys are clicking. That's for me what's changed this team, the team's fortunes. And we knew that was going to happen. We just knew that at some point something was going to change for the team and our outcomes were going to be better for it. And
The Oilers
McDavid's been
PDO for
playing pissed off.
3 weeks was so bad
Yep.
that it was impossible that it wasn't going to have a correction.
How do you measure that again?
Save percentage and
Ruler.
shooting percentage.
Maybe a meter stick.
I think they're coming back up because, again, we knew eventually the Stars would pick up the pace and we knew Stuart Skinner wasn't going to be terrible all season. But, like, is the depth of this team suddenly good? James Hamblin has 2
The
goals.
Oilers have
but you-
more goals from their depth this year than they did last year at the same point.
And we were going into this season, we were not talking about is the depth good enough.
I think we were talking about
It might
this
be
team.
something that holds them back and not letting them win the division, but it was not going to be at the point where we are right now.
But I think we need to live more in the now than the past. And right now it is not good enough.
right now we're just 2 in a row.
No, I just mean is like the whole in the season, the depth is not good enough. Like there needs to be upgrades there eventually.
And I think there's
I don't know.
They
how.
need to
yeah,
play
there's
better.
potential for them to turn it around.
Sure.
But again, I'm just going more with I really believed in this team coming into the season. I said the regular season's going to be boring and won't mean anything for them. And now I'm sitting here going, oh my God, well, Ryan McLeod can't score. Warren Fogle had a heater, but now he's ice cold. And Connor Brown clearly isn't as good as I thought he was going to be. And I'm going, okay, there might not be very good depth scoring here. And it's just going to be McDavid and Draisaitl carrying them to victory every night. And if they're not showing up, the Oilers are going to lose the hockey game, whatever the score is.
Kane's been our best forward most of the year.
Zach
Sure.
Hyman leads the team in
Hyman's
goals.
been great, yep. But it's the big guns. I don't have enough of a reason yet. If they go beat Vegas and beat Winnipeg, I'll be right there. I'll be 90% of the way there. But until I see them go beat some really, really good hockey teams and put together a sustained run of success, I can't agree with 100%. I got to be lower
What's your
than that.
number then?
68. 70's too high. 65
You don't wanna do the
feels low.
turnaround.
That to be a bit higher than me.
No, I need to keep this mature and professional. 68. That's my number, and I'm sticking with it.
Did you give one,
Soft.
Dan?
I didn't give an official
What's
number.
your number?
I'll say 81,
There you go.
82.
Mira Shatan.
Yeah, shout out to Mir Shatan.
Mirstein, good dude.
And also,
Dimitri Orlov.
Sour
The
Sally's
devil.
here in the middle.
What was his name? The French fella that played. For
Johan
Danny Desharnais.
Johan OV2.
Wasn't he number 81?
I believe he might have been around
He
there.
might have been.
Another one for you.
Shout out to Johan OV2.
He's a forward. He's a defenseman. He's whatever you need.
The Oilers should have a wing in their Hall of Fame of like players they brought over from Europe that just didn't really work out all that well.
No, that thing would be
Oh, yeah. They
full.
were here.
Nygaard,
Section.
yeah.
That would be
Don't
full.
you dare say Gaetan Haas.
Oh,
Oh,
my
he
presence.
worked. He
I
worked.
love that guy. I can't believe he didn't stick, but I also don't blame him.
Belov?
Belov's a good one.
Before you two were born.
It was
there
81.
there
That's
a
like
guy
Johan
named
AV2. He's like
Yuri DePita.
Yuri DePita.
He had a really great world championships one year for Czech Republic, I guess it would have been. He ended up in Philly, I think, and then kind of floundered a bit, and then we're like, bring him over here.
Jesse Owens, who came from
Yeah,
Florida?
yes, he
Yeah,
owns
Uncle
too.
Yessi was hot in the preseason.
Timu
Preseason
Hartikainen
champ.
was drafted, so it doesn't really count, but
So was
Still
Yanni
time.
Rita.
He scored that beautiful goal last season in the K. There's still time.
And he went Hartikainen, right?
Yeah.
He went to the World Championships. I thought that guy was long gone. I thought he retired years ago.
no more hockey.
No more.
He's back. More hockey for Timu Hartikainen.
Maybe he could help.
Can't hurt.
He big.
He's a big boy. How
Just
old
like
is he now?
Cameron He big, remember?
Ooh.
Cameron
Yeah.
What about Cameron
Philadelphia.
Aberg? Remember that guy?
No, Abney.
Abney.
Cam Abney.
You're
You're thinking of
Pontus
Pontus Aberg.
And you're thinking of our former GM.
Yeah,
Let me
his name
check.
is Graham.
Pontus was a good dude.
Yeah, that guy used to work here, Liam. You're not going to find, like, there's
Abney?
No.
Cam Abney. He was a tough guy that they signed,
He
that they
was
drafted.
a good Western League boy.
How many NHL games did Cam Abney get into?
Any guesses before I click on it?
0.
I'll say
I think he played like 2.
2.
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Cam Abney.
Dun,
32
dun,
now. Could
dun.
still play. Played 0.
Yes.
Hey, you know what? But he popped
He was
home
an
one
All King.
Bonus
Yeah.
points.
and scored 1 goal with the Condors in his last pro season.
Yeah.
Probably when he knew it wasn't going to work out.
82nd overall in the 2009.
Don't do this
draft.
game. Oh,
What did I
God.
say?
Who did the Oilers pass on to take Cam Abney?
Nicholas Delorier.
Cody Eakin.
Cody Eakin, 700 games.
It's really surprising Cody Eakin never became an
Ooh.
Oiler.
Casey Sisikas, 92nd overall. David Savard, 94th overall.
All right.
There you go.
There's a little bonus history lesson for you. That is a wrap on the delicious debate brought to you by Wendy's. Sign up to play the Daily Face-Off Survivor Pool to win weekly prizes like the new chicken strips and French toast sticks from Wendy's. And
That sounds delicious.
it does. It's like a chicken and waffles kind of thing. It
That's
sounds
what
so
I'm
good.
talking
Yeah.
about.
I need that
That's what's
now.
up. That's what's up.
Okay, but when you eat them, it better be a bite of both at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, like stack them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I think that can be a play.
I would like
And
to.
I would suggest
What kind of
perhaps
sauce we get?
a little syrup.
Syrup dipitus.
Surreptitious, Liam. That is right.
Exactly.
Just to close out the Cam Abney conversation.
Sure, because it definitely needs
yeah.
closing out.
The Oilers traded the
Left me hanging
rights along with Abney and Timu Hartikainen for Mark Fraser to the Leafs.
And then who did they trade Mark Frazier for? Let's follow the rabbit
You
hole.
went to LA.
Show trades. You're thinking of Colin Frazier.
Damn it.
No one signed in
True.
New Jersey.
Trade tree ended.
Dead.
Oh.
Fakes.
Darn.
I really thought we were going to go somewhere with that one.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Smart.
let's move along on the show here. It is a Tuesday edition of Oilers Nation Radio. Bag Milk, Rick, Liam, Dan, me, Tyler, everyone back in the mix. Let's do Who Delivered for our friends at DoorDash, where our Canadian listeners can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when they download the DoorDash app and use the promo code NATION25. It is right here on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. Right there.
Ding dong.
Thanks, Rick.
Welcome.
Ding dong. All right, Who Delivered? I am going to start with... Who should I start with? Dan's got his phone out, so surely he's looking up an answer. Dan, who delivered?
Ding dong.
I'm going to give it to one Stuart Skinner for getting a shutout on the schedule this season. It's been a tough go for him. So for him to overcome and get that shutout, Stu Skinner, you get my delivery of the week.
Ding dong.
Yeah.
I'm taking the easy one. Taking the layup. 9 points in his last 2 games. Connor McDavid is back. Obviously, he was playing through some kind of injury or some kind of something, but he's looked so much more like Connor over the last little bit. The points are now coming. The shot, like the no look goal that he scored against Anaheim, where he's kind of looking past. It's in the net. That's Connor doing Connor things, and he's the easy one. Connor McDavid delivered the last 2 games, has forever. Glad to see you back, buddy. I missed you.
Ding dong.
Connor McDavid in the span of a week went from 118th in NHL scoring to a tie for 13th. So
Look out, NHL. He's back.
usually means you had a pretty good run. Rick, who delivered?
I'm going to stick it with, we're going to go to the defense side of things here. And there's an easy one, but I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to go with the big fella there, getting a couple of apples in the last couple of games here. I think what you've seen out of Vinny is a guy who was not too sure if he could grab that 6th spot at the beginning of the year, and I think he really has now. He looks comfortable back there. He's moving the puck pretty well for a big dude, and I think he's a big part of us right now.
Ding dong.
Liam?
Dong. I will go with James Hamlin.
fuck yeah.
Good answer.
Great
Great
answer.
answer.
Good answer, Steve.
Yeah.
Family Feud joke.
James Hamlin is my man who delivered. Had a good goal the other day.
I like
What's
that
that
you
now?
took Steve Harvey instead of Richard Karn.
It's an era thing.
Yeah.
Generation gap.
Big time.
We need to get this podcast on against Barnburner on Family Feud Canada. Just saying.
That would
do
actually
it.
be something we should do like when we go to Jasper and everyone's there. That'd be a fun
cool.
piece of
What
content.
would we
There you
do
go.
with BM?
I'll be off. I'll be.
No, we'll get a bag milk
Charlie
mask.
Brown mask.
Bag milk mask.
I'll just take that Grand Fear replica mask
Oh.
back there.
So funny.
I have an Elliot one at work,
That's cool.
like ET.
Oh, Elliot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in.
Oh yeah, my
James Hamlin.
Hamlin point.
Good for
Yeah,
him.
I mean, contributing offensively, but I liked his quote with Gene where he said, "My responsibility is in the defensive zone, and if I get into the offensive zone, it's kind of lucky." Bit paraphrasing a little bit, but that's pretty much what he said.
Good for him.
So I like that. I like the fact he's scoring. It's 2 more goals on Ryan McLeod. this
Good
season.
local boy.
Ding dong.
Yeah,
And
Ryan.
like I've been calling him Zach Hyman light over the last little bit.
Light.
Yeah,
Well,
double
'cause
lights.
Michael Bunting is Zach Hyman light,
Mhm.
and we don't have him.
Okay, so
Hamlin's
light.
light.
And then
But it
Warren
just
Fogle
makes
was
sense.
supposed to be Zach Hyman.
Ah.
You know,
It's true.
every single shift James Hamlin is on the ice, he is going to give you 2,000% effort
Yep.
always. And I just like to see it. I like to see him getting rewarded for it.
I think he should be the rest of the season. For me,
And he's only scoring beauties too.
I think
by the
rest
way.
of his life.
I
Yeah.
mean, he's taking a hold of that fourth line center spot and making it his own.
Nelson's Scalbania career.
Sorry, I'm
Contract
distracted. There's people
incoming.
screaming in our
They're
office right
screaming
now.
for a 3-point Vinny point streak.
Very excited about that.
Vinny would have been, great who delivered.
His second one of the season. Sorry, second point streak of the season. Because didn't he have
two isn't really a streak.
No,
Oh,
don't
Tyler,
allow-
come on.
Technically.
he had the 2-point game through. It was against LA. I forget what game it was.
Well, didn't he score? He obviously scored in the Heritage Classic.
Yes,
But didn't he have an assist the
I
night
believe
before?
so.
So, yeah,
So this year,
streaking.
streaking. The big fella.
Juggernaut.
My who delivered is going to be Zach Hyman, who is putting together another wildly impressive season. And it gives us a chance to look back at this tweet that was put back out onto my timeline from
That's
Editor
great.
in Leaf on January, February, March, May 27th, 2022. Editor in Leaf tweeted, this was in a reply to Mimamoto. He said, except you are forgetting one thing. The Hyman contract is one of the worst contracts in the NHL, possibly in NHL history.
What an idiot.
NHL history. We already
NHL.
have one of those on our roster.
Yeah.
He's playing in Bakersfield right now. Thank you.
Says the man who cheers for the team that signed David Clarkson.
That one would have been worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a beauty.
Dave Boland, anybody?
Yeah.
That Clarkson one is fantastic.
Remember when he got suspended for 10 games before the
On his
contract?
first game?
It was in the preseason. He didn't even play the first 10
Oh, yeah,
games.
they
either.
were unsure if they should count it towards preseason.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Anyway,
We
shout
should
out.
give an honorable mention though, because I think Darnell Nurse has been incredible.
Daryl.
Dude, I've been saying for
3
a few
points in
weeks
it.
now that he's been their best defenseman this year.
He has.
And he's not just been their best defenseman because the Oilers have a bad blue and everything. He's just legitimately been good this year.
And there's so many people out there who just constantly rag on him who are awfully quiet these days.
Well, it's just always the same thing too. It's 925, 925, 925.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's no
That
winning.
pass to Nuge was stupid.
ridiculous.
$9.25 million pass.
Yes, exactly.
Give him a
That
raise.
actually may be a $9.75 million pass.
True.
That was an absolute bomb. That play off the draw was fantastic. The pass from Nurse was great. The execution by Nuge was great.
And he also had the pass that right before that too, for the goal before that, off the boards.
That's right. Yeah.
The Kane hat trick night when he dove at that puck, knocked it out. Come on.
Yeah, I think the big thing. I think he's still making errors, but they're not.
Well, he's not perfect.
No. But they're not glaring where they're costing you all these games. The one that always sticks out is that St. Louis one, right? But he's been unbelievable, and that pass he made to Nuge, he basically drew up that play at the face-off. Nuge said, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They asked him if it was
It's
a drawn
incredible.
up. He's like, no, it's kind of like he told me what to do. And he put
Yeah.
that right on the tape.
It was very.
That was a hell of a pass.
Gunned it.
Maybe he needs black eyes all the time.
Looks tough.
Think he plays better when he looks tough?
Yeah. Now we've got CC who's lost teeth.
Yeah, lost
CC
that.
lost teeth?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Took one right in the mush.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear, Cody.
He's very handsome. Unfortunately, now just a little ding on the old toothies.
Now that when they acquire Tanev, they'll have quite the three guys there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Chris Tanev.
Chris Tanev.
Not
Did he lose some
branded.
teeth last night too?
He-
I saw him
To
play.
be fair, I don't think he has many left.
He blocked a
Okay,
shot with
that
his
was-
face.
How do you, dude? You
He
can't.
dove in front of it.
Yeah, you kind of like fell the wrong way.
I don't think that's how they draw it up.
It was
No.
it's insane. He led with his
If
face.
I look for the video, am I going to regret it?
It's on Hockey Fights.
You can't really see.
You can't see much,
to
no.
it.
Don't see the
But you
damage,
just
yeah.
see it in
He's a
diagram.
right-handed shot, right?
Yeah, he is.
So his stick would have been his left hand. The right hand might have been like going to brace himself to fall. Therefore, otherwise, man, throw
You
a
know,
glove up over your
he
face.
definitely meant to just throw his body in front. It
Yeah.
was. He did not think about protecting his face.
So hockey player.
He is a man amongst boys.
We had a guest on Owen Every Day today from Vegas, and we asked him about that play because obviously it was against the Golden Knights. And he was like, Ken Bohlke he was like, kind of dumb. He was like, that's a quarterback diving for a 4th and 8 in week 4 of the regular season. Like, no need. You could have just let your goalie see that one.
It kind of depends on your skill level, like how much the team needs you around for sure. But yeah,
But you're also like
It's instinctual.
Yep.
teeth.
yeah.
You're coming back out.
Yes, but face, you're not.
Yeah,
just want to bite
get a cheese grater on. You'll be good.
Heard the puck tastes good.
I get all queasy when we talk about stuff like that.
Queasy.
Well,
Yeah,
I've watched the video now several times, and it's not great.
I like how in the broadcast too, he's like, okay, guys, we've had enough of this. And he just tells the broadcast crew to stop playing it over and over again.
We're good. All right.
That's one thing that broadcast crews love doing. If there's a guy dead on the ground, replay.
Hey, hats off to the NFL because they have not done that at all this year. They'll watch it once, like while they go to commercial, they'll come back like, we're not showing you guys that.
We're good.
And I'm like, fine, I have to go to
They
Twitter
used
for
to-
this.
It's
They
just
used to
like
tell
after
the-
the 201, they learned a lesson or what?
Yeah.
They used to open it with, like, now if you're part of the family, look away. And then they would play it. But now it's just,
it's on
go
Twitter
for it.
anyways. I just gotta go find it.
All right, there you go. That is who delivered for our friends at DoorDash. Dash that for the win this holiday season and make DoorDash your holiday hack.
Ding dong.
All right, we are going to get to a couple of headlines from around the league and things of that nature. But first, we are going to step aside for a quick break. All right, welcome back to the program, The Big Show. We're going to get to some league headlines for Alberta Blue Cross. Oh my God. We are in, boys, we're in shambles. For everyone
Chaos.
listening, we just did about 30 seconds of the show with the mics potted down.
Well, listen,
I don't remember you turned them off.
Because I needed to listen to everything.
somebody has been away for a little while.
Yeah.
Doesn't remember how to podcast.
No, I don't. I was out making memories. There's only one thing better than sharing memories, and it's making new ones. Alberta Blue Cross Travel Insurance protects your memories and more wherever your travel takes you. ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information, or head to nationgear.ca and get in on the Arizona trip. We're going to the desert, watching hockey at the Mullet Arena, and you can join us. It is going to be a lot of fun. I can promise you that. All right, league headlines. Let's start with the big one that everyone's been talking about. Patrick Kane going to Detroit. Liam, what do you think about Patrick Kane in Hockey Town?
Yeah, I think it's a good move by the Red Wings. Good to add a little bit more offense. I think it's good for them to go out and try and make their team better now rather than wait for the big dogs to catch up to them.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking at me like that for?
Well, I'm just curious. Like, I don't know why he picked them.
Why not?
I heard there's two reasons. Reason number one is Detroit is struggling right now for offense, and so he wants to come in and help. And then reason number two is he wants to reunite with DeBrincat.
I thought he wanted to win.
They're in a playoff spot.
They're third in the
Fair,
division.
but do you think they can win?
They
I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Loves Little Caesars pizza.
DeBrincat started off the season on fire and then has cooled off. They just broke up the top line there, so then there's now an opportunity for him to come in and play with DeBrincat
I mean,
on the
there's a
line.
fit for him, 100%. But the dude's at the end of his career.
Where else was gonna be able to
I think
pay
that's-
him for?
Rangers?
But like
Rangers
did
can
that.
afford
But
him.
what did he add to that team last year? Like, why would he want to go
Only
back
there
into
for
that
the last
situation?
little bit.
They're
It was-
15-4-1 though. I think they might just been like, we don't want to mess with anything.
He
Yeah,
didn't.
but
He didn't give them
we talked
anything
about this-
last
We
year.
talked about this a bunch of podcasts ago, I think. And you were saying that, Ty, he for like $750,000, he'd go be on a cup contender team.
I was told he's going to Buffalo,
I thought it was
I know
Buffalo.
That one dude had a tweet out there, and he was like, "Oh, he's coming this week."
and then has had no retraction since then. Has just mocked people who called him out for it. But
Well,
anyways,
I don't even know who it is, but yeah,
Anyways,
I never really bought
Moving
the
on.
Buffalo thing. Like,
well, it's just the connection.
I
Yeah.
guess he's from there, but like, why would he want to go there?
Same
Because,
reason.
Don't you think Buffalo has a better opportunity at winning the cup than Detroit?
No,
Not right now with the way things are going in Buffalo.
they just sent down their goalie. Devin Levi just went to Rochester.
We sent down our goalie 2 weeks ago, and I thought we have a 100% of a chance of making the playoffs.
Tage Thompson's still out. Like, I don't know. I feel like both the teams, I guess you could argue it.
But if you looked on
Maybe
paper, Buffalo's a much better team.
I wouldn't
I
have
also
picked.
wouldn't be surprised by come trade deadline. He is not with Detroit anymore.
Oh, like they fall off and they deal them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Detroit has right now, they have 25 points. They're in third in the Atlantic with 11 and 6 and 3
Who's
record.
behind them?
And to that point, too, Bag Milk, you probably have like a handshake deal on the side where it's Yzerman and him talk about the destination before they agree.
Tampa Bay is behind them with 2 extra games played, same amount of points. The Leafs are behind them with 19 games played, 23. Buffalo is 22 points in 22 games.
So if you asked me, I would say all 3 of those teams passed them.
Probably, possibly, but
But
what
they're
if
in the fight. Like you got to put yourself
Exactly.
in Detroit's shoes and Kane's shoes. When Yzerman sits him down and is like, dude, we're in a playoff spot right now, even though we've been sputtering for the last kind of 10 days here. Like, I believe in the group we have. Maybe Yzerman even said, I plan on giving up the first round pick this
I
year.
get why Detroit would do it. I don't understand why Kane would do it.
Because if Yzerman sits you down and says, I'm going to trade the first round pick, I believe in our team. Like, they're in a playoff spot. There's a reason to believe.
and we don't know what the pitches were from the other teams. Like, what if the Leafs was like, we got a spot on the fourth line for
When
you?
you're going out there for your last season and you want to end it with a cup, I just don't see it. That's just me.
No,
But
fair enough.
I get that he wants to end it with a cup, but it's not like he has a lot to risk, right? He has 3.
Oh yeah, you're not losing anything,
Yeah,
but you're
like-
going out there to win a Stanley Cup in the last year.
Yeah, he's not just going to dick around for a couple months.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I think Detroit's good.
I'm staying
team.
mum on the topic.
You're not in on Patty Kane? You got no take? Well, okay. BM, I know you have a take on this one. Dean Evison out in Minnesota. John Hines is going to take over as the 7th coach. You've always been a big John Hines guy.
Big John Hines guy. Staying mum on the move.
Thoughts on the Wild?
Pretty wild stuff going on in Minnesota. It's like you said it on the other show, Tyler. It seems
They fired Creed Bratton.
yeah.
The fuck?
Jacked Creed Bratton. Yeah.
It seems like it's a very similar situation to Edmonton, where they had a coach who had a lot of success. Their GM failed them. Their stars failed them. Their power play wasn't playing well enough, and their goaltending sucked. Just take out the player names and the coaches' names, and you have Edmonton.
We're
and
ignoring the
Minnesota.
fact that they have negative $13.5 million on their cap.
Well, that doesn't help either. That's why I said the GM didn't help them. But also last season they had that, and they did perfectly
Well,
fine.
yeah, I mean, Guerin did do that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
But he was just like, just getting it over, not yanking the band.
Where are they in the division?
Low.
Second last 14 points.
The Hawks are about to catch them. Granted, the Hawks could also catch the Oilers because we're only 1 point up on Mini.
So percentage chance Minnesota makes the playoffs?
100%.
He's consistent, damn it. I was really, I thought it was intriguing to see him get moved on. And now you got 2 coaches on the market, Everson and Woodcroft, who are good damn coaches. And Ottawa sitting there with DJ Smith. Like,
Where did Everson coach before Minnesota?
that was his first head coaching gig.
He was growing those beans in his desk.
He was blogging on his website.
Just a Word document. I'm interested to see if Ottawa ends up doing anything. That was my last league headline. Oh, wait. Corey Perry had his contract terminated, or is going to have his contract terminated by the Blackhawks. Obviously, we don't know what's going on there. Very weird one. I wonder if it's the end of Corey Perry, though.
Well, he is 38.
Yeah, like this feels like.
Hold on, there's nothing wrong with 38.
Yeah, that's very young.
Now, professional
just-
sports terms, he's on his deathbed.
It's it's been an interesting weekend of a news cycle of rumors and all kinds of misinformation and information swirling. Really, really fascinating to watch the Blackhawks organization have to navigate this one as well with their previous history.
Yeah.
And that's where I think a lot of the vitriol and the anger came out of from sides of places. Exactly, is people want their pound of flesh from the Blackhawks still,
Which
and they're
is
going to go
like-
after him. And fair enough.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's unfair to like Kyle Davidson because he wasn't part of it, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like the label of the Blackhawks. Like, doesn't matter who's there or not there anymore.
People
right?
just demand information from the Blackhawks,
People
and they
love
want.
to point their finger at anybody and blame somebody for anything.
I think just now seeing the release and seeing that it's something that is egregious enough that it terminated an NHL contract, which is not something that happens very often.
Very difficult to do.
There's obviously something there.
So
PA has to agree to that, right?
and the PA apparently isn't pushing back at all. They know what's going on and are like, yep. So let me just say this in regards to the rumors floating around that people have been latching onto on Twitter. That wouldn't get your contract terminated. It's worse than that. And it's a legal situation, which would probably be why the Hawks can't say anything, because there's lawyers involved. It's not like, come on. I get it. The memes they gave me a chuckle the first day. Now I'm kind of like, okay, everyone said their piece. Like, can we move on? Because it's obviously not that. Like, don't be
Mr. Mature over here. I chuckled for the first couple days.
It was like, yeah, the first few you saw, you're like, okay, like, haha. And then you start to see people who actually think this happened. They're like I recognize it as a meme, sure. But like, come on. There's no way people believe it, right?
There is, though.
I know.
That's the sad part.
People are all in on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the fact this contract's terminated shows it's a pretty serious legal matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is one of those ones where clearly there's something going on in Chicago. What kind of information are they ever, if ever, going to release?
They'll have to probably give away more than they'd want to.
Because of previous history?
Yeah.
Just because of what's going on right now.
It's like a different generation, different people involved for the most part, I believe. But yeah, just because of that, they'll probably want to be a little more...
And again, to remind people too, the Blackhawks have another John Doe player that has just come out and has rehashed the issue again. So it's not like it's going away for them anytime soon. And, you know, as much as we say this is a problem for Kyle Davidson, it's going to continue to be a problem for Kyle Davidson, whether he had nothing to do with it or not.
Yeah.
Right?
It's his issue to deal with.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Just like Andlauer in Ottawa dealing with all the crap fallout from Melnick before. Like, it's just, you come in and you take it over and you have to clean up the mess.
Yeah.
So,
all right, there you go. Those are your news headlines from around the league for our friends at Alberta Blue. Cross, is Waz here today?
he is, but
so.
he had to run out for the food bank drive.
We're stuffing
Stuffing
a
the
giant truck.
The Michael Scott run for the...
You mean
He
the
came
Oilers
back.
Nation Pack the Nation Truck Food Bank Food Drive presented
That's-
by Sherwood Ford the Giant?
Easily my favorite thing we've ever named at the company. It's right up there with the Michael Scott run for the cure.
Should we see if Waz is back and available to do a segment?
Absolutely.
You got something to clear up for you?
I want to clear up where Waz is right now, because I also know he had the Nation Truck at one point, and I want to make sure it got home safely. But help me understand with our boy Waz. Don't call it a bit. It's a segment. It is brought to you
Clear that up for
by...
me.
It is brought to you by Greta. Make Greta your weekend spot. Little Mario Kart. Shoot a little bit of hoops. Throw footballs into little targets. Get good drinks and good food as well. You can do it all at Greta. Is he here?
Waz is here.
Is he coming in to do the segment?
I told him he has 2 minutes to come up with some stuff.
So we just got a vamp for a couple
He just
minutes.
okay. Well, then I can also plug that if you're listening to this and it is still Tuesday, November 28th, it is your last day to get the Nation Gear Black Friday Blackout Collection. It is available now on nationgear.ca. If you spend $200, you do qualify for free shipping as well. And if you're looking to cross some things off your Christmas list, maybe you have a Flames fan in your life, a Canucks fan, a Leafs fan. Don't just give them coal. You can give them great Nation Gear merch, because we got lines for all of our team sites up as well. But I know you listening to this podcast care most about the Oilers Nation Gear. It is sweet, and it's going away tonight.
While we're waiting for Waz, one thing that from the league headlines that I'd like to touch on just for a sec. What did you guys think of the Jacob Trouba
Oh my goodness.
high stick?
I'd love to hear everybody's opinion on
The
this.
Department of Player Safety is insane, right? Like, this is such an
He was
easy
fined
situation.
$5,000
for a long time.
I know, but like, it's such an easy thing to be like, you know what, Jacob, we know you didn't mean to do it, whatever. Sympathize with the player and go, we kind of got to give you a game for hitting a guy in the head with your stick.
At least a game.
Yeah.
Because like I know what he said, didn't mean to do it, but I am skeptical based on the video.
And him as a player.
Well, so now the video is where sorry, Liam, you should go ahead.
I
Sorry,
was gonna
first.
say, the actual game video doesn't look that bad. But then when you see the one like kind of blurry, foggy shot, it looks horrendous.
That's
So-
the one I've seen.
And that's-
So I
the
haven't
one
seen the real time one.
That's the one I saw initially too. And then I was trying to find the other highlight for another show. And yeah, it didn't look that bad.
Yeah, so
I think he should be
so
suspended though.
that night I was sent the clip that everybody's seen now, the kind of grainy slow-mo from the side.
Corner, yeah.
And I thought that was the only footage that we had, honestly, because it looks like it was a camera that wasn't necessarily a part of the broadcast, something that they just caught. And so I posted on Hockey Fights, and then Ranger fans were like, it's not the fucking case. It's not the fucking case. And they were accusing me of perpetuating the conspiracy or something. So and of course I was. Everybody knows I'm trying to take down the New York Rangers slowly but surely. But what I did is I went back and I clipped the whole thing. And yes, I would say it's more accidental than it appeared to be. But again, you have to be responsible with your stick. And it's Jacob Trouba. It's not like we're talking about clean.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. Yes, he does, but not for the.
Blah, blah, blah.
Well, there is no, like, he's had suspensions before.
You know who didn't have a suspension was Austin Matthews, who accidentally cross-checked Rasmus Dahlin across the face.
Well, if we're talking,
I'm just saying, like, I agree with you.
I agree with you there. I agree with you there. But I mean, you look back to the Washington game, Ovechkin nailed Vinny right in the mouth too.
The thing,
yeah, he did. You're right.
And that was comparable to the Austin Matthews one, where you're meaning to go across the shoulders. And you get a little bit higher and bang right in the mouth. That's why when Ovi did it, he threw his hand up right away. It was almost like, sorry. Like,
and then he got pissed. He got a 2-minute penalty.
I feel like there's something to that, too, just from a standpoint of like that reaction from the league was faster than they've done with any suspension or fine this season. They wanted it
out of the news cycle.
Like it was so quick, and I was shocked because it was an afternoon game, and then they announced it at like 4:00 that afternoon that he was fined $5,000. And it was as if the league saw the reaction online, and it was Saturday. So that's why it's even weirder to me. Somebody like ran into the office and was like, file the fine. Like I don't know, weird.
Yeah, no, that needed to be a one or it has to be more than it had to be at least.
Had to be more than a fine. Like $5,000 for that is
laughable.
Given, yeah.
Laughable.
Yeah. Especially
when we broke down already. What's $5,000 to him?
Yeah, nothing.
$46.
Well, it's just the other angle I would put on it is Leon got fined $5,000 for cross-checking somebody in the back of the legs.
Yeah.
How are those two things the same?
They're not.
And then just in comparison too, Adam only got fined $2,000 for elbowing Belmar across.
It's just, what it is. It's just like the guys in charge are cowardly.
But the other thing too now is like, if you wanted this is your precedent. What is stopping Alex Pietrangelo tonight from
noted slasher?
Yeah. Yes. From giving someone a whack in the head, but like, I'll just do it while I'm like falling down and like whatever, make it look all accidental. And like, I'll get right? Like it just sets a weird precedent. Like with the league again, it's not like it's the NFL, right? Where there's only 17 games or something like that. Or it's not like it was a playoff game.
It's November. Like,
it's
a gamer and it's going to be gone. Like you're going to forget about it by Christmas.
Largely inconsequential to just give them a game.
I have yet to see one player go up to a referee and say, hey, that was an accident. The referee's like, okay, my bad. I'm not going to give you a penalty. It just doesn't happen. So I don't get why the NHL can do that.
When you high stick someone, you get 2 minutes unless it's on the Oilers because that's been happening.
The other thing I just wanted to mention real quick on league headlines that I thought was hilarious is from last night's Panthers-Senators game.
Holy moly.
Where everyone got a 10-minute misconduct on the ice. Hilarious.
Did the goalies get one?
No. So it was
like the other goalie didn't come out of the net. I don't know what the close goalie did, but the far goalie didn't come out.
There was a total of 10-minute misconducts on that play. And then like 2 shifts later, there was 2 more 10-minute misconducts.
Got the referee's call right here.
Player on the ice has a 10-minute misconduct.
You know what my favorite part of that game was? It was whenever something happened to Matt Tkachuk and he looked over at the bench and he did exactly what I wanted to do, exactly what the Oilers should do, exactly what you should do in the hockey. And he looked at them and said, hey, your 2 stars, they're dead.
Yeah, he said
like,
Timmy and Brady. Timmy and the guy that he fought.
Sanderson.
They're dead.
They're dead. Yeah. And that's exactly what you do.
I love seeing him and Brady go back and forth. I just think it's hilarious.
Dude, their commercials are pretty good too.
They're great.
It was pretty good content last night.
One other headline I would like to discuss if we're still up for those. The fact that Matthias Ekholm's goal didn't count because there was too much snow in the way.
Yeah, the NHL doesn't have the technology to solve a very fixable problem.
Okay, yes, that's what it comes down to. So that goal itself, if you can't see white, it's a black and white rule. You can't see white between no goal.
Hey, that's not the ref's fault.
But this is 2023. They need to figure out a way to alleviate that.
Here's the thing: they do have chips in the puck now.
You need goal.
They do have the chips in the puck. Like we have the technology in there when a puck goes out of play. I found out this the other day that when a puck goes out of play at an NHL game, you get offered a commemorative puck now because they want that technology back. They want that chip back because they're testing it. So
what they should do
I'd rub it on my
is-
balls and be like, you still want it back?
You know,
Okay.
no, it's simple. You put a camera in the inside of the goalpost along the goal line, just like you do the pylons on it in the NFL.
You can't do that
Why?
because the net moves.
So?
So what you could do instead,
You have wireless
hold on a second.
cameras.
well,
wireless
no,
cameras in the post.
I
There's
just
a
say
wireless
it's-
camera in the net already.
but it's attached to the net. I just feel like that could be interfered with a little bit. What you could do
And the
is
pylons in the
Well,
NFL don't
no,
have
I'm-
cords.
you could just have the camera coming from right above directly,
It
and
has to
then
be the
do.
post. It has to be the crossbar because
Well-
otherwise you can't see down. Crossbar gets in the way.
Then there's a chip in the puck, and then it goes down to the goal line. Because that's how they do it in soccer, right? Like there's the goal post to know if the ball went over the line don't just magically disappear too. They disappear through the technology. And the chip is in the ball and it goes through and it gives you the
So there's a chip in
imaginary
the ball
line.
and a chip in the post.
There's cameras. They do all through cameras outside, not
Lasers,
in the post
maybe.
and stuff like that. And then
the cameras
Freaking
registering.
laser beams.
I do think we're probably like 2 years away from it officially in the NHL.
Like why
We should be
other
6 years
teams
into
shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Why other leagues seem to have sorted out these issues
Soccer's
with the
been doing
NHL.
this for 5 years at least.
And
It's
I
just
just
the-
think of
It's the
like
only
I
major
think of like
sport.
tennis, where completely different situation. I get it. And there's no bodies in the way, but like you can see exactly where that ball lands, and you have been for years.
Yeah.
I think it's just the rubber, personally, that's probably played havoc on the technology,
I think it's
Trying to-
lazy.
encasing it in a chip. I agree. If you wanted it done, you put the money in, you get it done.
I think
But-
with like some high res cameras
Okay.
inside the post pointing inward, that are kind of like I think you've sold that out.
Take the
pretty
budget they're using for the digital board things that's not going so well that Gary thinks is going very well because he
No, I
gets a
love
lot of
those.
positive reviews
Yeah.
about it. Take that budget and figure it out. It's gonna take 1 year.
Does that like that kind of response from Bettman? Does that not just feel like sometimes he's okay with this, us being upset at this kind of
Yeah,
crap?
No,
Yes,
no,
100%.
to me, it's just
Don't
like
give a fuck.
Yeah.
it's a certain era of it's old white dudes who just sit there and say, nope, like we're always right, we're always good. Like, nope, nope, nothing's wrong here. Don't look over here. Dude, take one upon yourself. I promise you what happens after that will be a lot better in the long run. It's been way more than 2 minutes, by the way.
May I
You have another
present
one.
another
Was.
league headline?
Sure.
Waz, get in here.
The NHL All-Star Game Draft is back.
Oh, hell yeah.
Finally.
Yes. So
Finally.
I would like to speculate who the two celebrity captains would be.
Because Connor will be a normal captain. So what celebrity are we pairing up with McDavid?
Justin Bieber.
Chad
Justin
Kruger's
Bieber
the
will be
easy
one.
one, right?
Oh,
But it's in Toronto though.
It would be Bieber.
So Biebs
Biebs will be with
How many
Matthews.
teams are there?
I was gonna
Drake.
Say, is it 2 or 4?
Drake for sure.
4.
There's 4
Oh,
teams. So you need
Drake. Maybe they'll just
Pinball
get-
Clemens,
friend,
Go.
There it
friend,
is.
friend of the team.
friend of the show.
Yeah, friend of the company.
Justin Bieber,
Pinball.
Pinball, Drake.
Matt Sundin.
I don't know if he.
Brecky Hill.
Frankie Hill.
Who's that, Tyler?
Look her up.
Sid Sixero. Sid Sixero.
Yeah, Sid Teixeira, that's a good one.
Who's that?
All right.
Who's gonna be the? Are we confirming that Ovechkin's gonna be the final pick though? We think that that'll be the answer.
Well, it's
Will
if
he
he wants
make
the
it?
car again though.
That was so fun.
Well, yeah, but
Lobbying because he wanted the car.
First of all, Ovechkin's got to make the team.
Yeah.
oh,
Also, Frank did say today on DFO Live, he's like, one of the reasons the league went away with this is because they weren't happy that the players were just boozing during the event. I'm like,
Why
what?
not?
That's the best part.
Let them have fun.
and put a microphone in front of him too.
I'll
Yeah.
let him gamble too.
Well, you can't do that.
Let them bet on it.
You can't do that. You gotta let
Live
it-
betting on the draft.
Yeah. I don't think
Ooh,
Ovechkin-
let's do that.
All right. It is time for our boy Waz's signature Don't Call It a Bit segment. Help me understand.
Can you
Brought to
clear
you
that
by
up for me?
Greta.
Nope.
Can you clear that up for me? Or help me understand?
Nope.
What is it?
Still, can you clear that up?
Clear
for me?
up for me.
Oh, it is. Can you clear that up for me?
Well, it's a bit. It's not a game, though.
Oh,
I
it's
think
a
it's a
segment.
little bit of a difference.
Well, it's a
So,
segment.
so you can call it a segment.
There
You
you go.
can call it a bit, but
Yeah.
you can't call it a fucking game.
all right, Waz. Let's give her.
All right. The
You're
first
playing
question I got
games.
here is like, clear this up for me. The Oilers slapped the Ducks and Capitals, but people are saying, "Oh, but they're bad teams." Does it really matter who they beat? Because it feels like people are like, "Oh, you're over celebrating. It's 2 wins against bad teams."
I think it does to an extent matter who you beat, but at this point, wins are wins. My problem is that I just want to see more volume before I declare that they're back and start getting all giddy about this team again. So that's my stance on it. Wins are wins. There's no easy dubs in the NHL. I just want to see more from the Oilers before I say they're back.
You can only play your schedule and you can only beat who you're playing at night. But they do need to beat good teams as well on a more consistent basis.
I just think the Oilers need to play the way they have the last 2 games, and they're going to beat a bunch of teams. So I think that I agree. Tonight's a huge opportunity. Huge opportunity to take a team down that they're chasing a long ways out. But just get the job done.
There's no easy games in the NHL.
Nope.
There is a possibility the Edmonton Oilers may never win another hockey game again. So celebrate every win like it's the last.
Interesting. All right.
Next question. With how poor the Western Conference playoff picture is looking like, Tyler, you talked about this a little bit. Can the Oilers take advantage of it?
Yes.
Can you clear me up what's going on right now with the Western Conference?
Well, the team in the 8th spot is playing at like a 78-point pace, which is fascinating because if it doesn't turn around, then yes, it'll be very easy for the Oilers to go 45-35, or no, sorry, that doesn't make sense. 35-25 and rattle their way to like a decent season that'll get them in. And once you get in, who knows? So yeah, the Western Conference being bad is very good for the Oilers. What I would say was, if you're looking to understand a little bit about the standings, the best case scenario for the Oilers is actually, in a weird way, Vancouver, LA, Vegas, and then Winnipeg, Dallas, and Colorado keep just running away with this thing. If those 6 teams just keep racking up dubs, what you want is the rest of the conference to stay painfully mediocre so you can get into one of the wildcard spots.
So you can be one of those mediocre teams.
Be the best of the mediocre.
There you go.
What are we clearing up? Sorry.
I don't know.
Basic Tyler just cleared it up.
Okay.
It's too early to look at the standings.
Tyler didn't let any of us have a
Oh,
word.
Yeah,
not
just
too
I
early.
railroaded
Yes,
that.
Not too
It is.
early when you've been terrible.
He helped you understand.
Well, I feel like I can move on. Clear this up for me. While McLeod hasn't been scoring, what has he been doing well in your eyes?
Skating really fast,
And he's a real fast guy.
Yeah, a lot of cardio out there for Clouder.
which is fine. But again, when you're one of the 26 cuts that are an issue with the team, you got to do more.
He's fast.
Yep.
He's been good on the penalty kill.
Wins faceoffs.
Been winning faceoffs. Quick through the neutral zone.
He has
Does he have a lot
more
of goals
assists
against?
recently than he did earlier.
He's just been neutral.
He's not on the ice for a lot of goals against. I know everyone's getting upset of him because he can't score right now.
He's gone a quarter of the season without a goal.
He's not scored a goal in 41 games.
Well, we just said earlier that we can't
Sorry,
consider, we
he's
can't
got
talk
one
about the
goal.
past.
He has only been on the
this case.
Whoa, hold on.
he's only been on the ice for 8 goals against this season.
Exactly. So yeah, you know he's never going to be a massive point getter, but he's not allowing pucks into his own net.
Which is, yes. That
And
is a
look
good
at his
thing
and
he's
what
done well.
he's getting paid.
Over $2 million. He's got to
Oilers
score.
Need him to be a
We're
third line
21
center.
games into it.
Yes.
He hasn't scored.
He has
in
nothing.
34.
Holy.
Goals against per
Straight up,
60.
Give him away.
I agree.
Bring up Drake Kajula.
Goals
I
against
agree.
per 60 at
Give up
5 on
him.
5.
Give up on him.
Of the Oilers who have played at least 155 on 5 minutes this year, Ryan McLeod has the best goals against per 60 at 5 on 5.
Nope, get rid of
What's
him.
his goals for?
Dead last on the team.
Useless on a third roll guy.
So you're saying he's a good two-way forward.
No, one way, defense only.
You know what? We need more of that. So thank you for clearing that for me. I had to kind of makeshift this really quickly. So I was like, all right.
We're getting spicy today. I like
We
it.
are.
Is that it,
Thanks,
Waz?
Waz.
So I'm gonna throw
Thanks, Waz.
All right, we're going to wrap up the show with a little game preview for Cornerstone Insurance. Guess how many periods it's been since the Vegas Golden Knights scored a 5 on 5 goal?
4.
6.
Periods of games.
How many periods since the Golden Knights have scored a 5 on 5 goal?
16.
I'm going to go 7.
12.
Wow.
They have not scored a 5 on 5 goal in 4 games.
So I think the message here is stay out of the box.
Stay out of the box and just don't give them.
Because like the reality
Odd.
is the Oilers, averaging just over 4 penalties in a game
Yeah.
right now? No. I
Don't
know
crap.
the PK is good.
Under Knobloch, what are they, 89%?
Yeah, but
No,
I'm just
I
saying.
understand the PK is good, but I'd rather you not be.
No, 100%. I get it.
I think another part of it is just don't crap your pants at 5 on 5, right? Like don't give them the easy odd man rushes, the defensive breakdowns. If you cut those out, you're probably going to be fine in this hockey game because Vegas can't score right now.
The scary part for me is that this game, and you guys mentioned it, carries that emotional baggage from the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
And I wonder if an Evander Kane or Vinny Desharnais or somebody is going to want to exact some revenge on Alex Pietrangelo.
If they were not 7-12 and whatever, I think probably it'd be a lot different. I think going in with the record they have right now,
I'm worried that they might
a lot of
emotionally
guys
react.
will be sitting there and just go, hey guys, we got to keep it together. Although if you look at last game, like, give me Kane's game from last game.
Yeah.
Dude had 10 hits. He's out there doing his thing.
He was asking.
Stauffer tweeted, only player in the league with 10 goals and 50 hits this year.
Yeah.
Wasn't he asking Louis in the intermission how many hits he had?
Yeah, something like that. Zadorov has the record or something like that for 16.
Right.
Oh, wow. I like that Kane is zeroed in on that. That's actually pretty good. Keep him
Dude,
engaged.
We've always said that's one thing we need out of him, and he's doing it.
Mhm.
And when he wasn't scoring, he was still out there hitting. He's actually he's having a really good year.
Yeah.
It was always going to be like, what can Kane do this year? Last year was obviously a write-off for the guy.
Yeah.
And he's doing everything we want him to do.
There was that one slump. And again, looking back on it, like I was hard on him in the moment, but like if that slump happens in January or February, we probably barely talk about it. It's probably just lost in the shuffle of other stories in the season because it happened early in the year while the team was also struggling. Kane's struggles were heightened and there was a lot of pressure there, but the way he's played in the last 3 weeks here has been exceptional.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I was really hard on him early on, and to a person, what we said was get out there, muck it up, and he did it. And
Oilers are going to have about 6 days off after the Thursday nighter against Winnipeg. Do you go stew back to back no matter what here?
Yeah.
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 You cut and dry?
What is this? Is this a bye week? What is this?
No, it's just random. Their
It's
bye
not
week's
the-
not until closer to the All-Star break.
it's not the rodeo because the rodeo just happened,
That was the bull riding.
or the boat riding. Sorry.
Rodeo's coming back next year.
There you go. Yeah. Sorry.
The schedule, I'm not using it as an excuse or anything, but just the schedule is so weird for the Oilers this year.
The NHL, it's been horrendous.
You don't like it?
You're right. What should I
This
expect?
is the company that gave a fine for a chop to the head.
Also, a fine for wearing a helmet. Marc-Andre Fleury.
They fine him?
No, they didn't.
They fined the team though, didn't they?
Nope, they
Oh.
backed NHL, cowered
Oh, it's
away, and
just
backed
so
off
sad.
everything.
You know, if we're doing an honorary hot performer, shout out to Marc-Andre Fleury for just being like, fuck you, I'm wearing it anyway.
Well,
You can't wear that. What are you going to do? Fine you. No, you won't.
Well,
Yeah,
and then-
you're right.
on top of it, we were gonna fine the team, and then they didn't.
Oh,
I
yes,
don't know the problem.
they can't. Like I don't even know why they came out and said don't wear the helmet.
But like, there's no, like, other guys can wear
Bobrovsky
helmets.
and Spencer Knight in Florida.
Or
did it.
Hellebuck, I think, has been too or something.
Oh yeah, maybe
something
yeah.
like that. But you're right. Bobrovsky. Like, they've been wearing Hockey Fights Cancer masks. And
But
the
yet
NHL's
Logan
like,
Thompson wasn't allowed to have a sticker on his helmet.
No consistency in the league.
How about you just let the guys wear what they want to wear?
Well,
extent, but
PJ Stock
Like, I
put
mean,
out.
there- yeah, of course there's going
To
to
an
be
extent,
rules
but
or
yeah,
whatever, but like for the most part, let them do what they want to do.
PJ Stock floated out the idea there over the weekend of having like a players' day, like they do in MLB or in basketball, where everybody plays on that day. It's a frozen frenzy. You can market it however you want, but then all the players get to have their own individual statements if they want to.
They can all wear like their own warm-up
Yep.
jerseys. Find an artist somewhere. Like, baseball players get their nicknames on the back and the teams all wear special jerseys. Like, do something like that. Just have a weekend where you celebrate a bunch of stuff, or just don't make players wear stuff if they don't want to, and
Get
be
out
like,
of your own way.
yeah, just get out of your own way
Yeah.
for the NHL. All right. Score predictions. Let's go around the horn here for tonight against the Golden Knights.
I say-
And then also Thursday, Winnipeg. Double jeopardy.
Whoa, tough. Okay, I'm going to say 5-0 Oilers tonight.
Whoa.
I know, revenge game. Let's go. And then I'm going to say 3-2 overtime win against the Jets.
I will say 3-0 Oilers tonight, and I think they will win 3-1 against Winnipeg.
I'll go 4-1 Oilers tonight with an empty netter. And then I think they really get to the Jets on Thursday and beat them 6-2. Rick?
5-2 tonight, and you stole my Thursday one, so let's re-alter real quick, and we're going to call it 5-3.
BM? I
Back
think
to back 4-2 wins.
there you
Bang.
go. Shout out to Cornerstone Insurance, Alberta Blue Cross, Greta, DoorDash, and Wendy's. Also our boy Waz for stopping by. That'll be a wrap on a Tuesday edition of Oilers Nation Radio. We will chat with everyone again on Friday afternoon.